years of rock and roll.
Well, hello and welcome to the Daily Atheism Morning Show. I'm your host, the amazing Super Chris. Thank you for joining me. Chris Mallard, that's me. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, 3-day weekend kind of thing. I did. I enjoyed it. I'm back now. Ryan is here with me, the amazing and wonderful Ryan. We're going to talk about, sorry, I hear weird noises. We're going to talk about, you know, what all has gone on this past year. We'll probably cover some of this again tomorrow of various stuffs, you know, but it's going to be an interesting week, actually. Today, we're going to talk about, you know, stuff, and then the New Year's, what's to come, and all of that business. And Friday, there's going to be Friday. I love Fridays. Okay, guys, we'll be back in just a minute. We're going to do the thing. Goats. Have some goat.
Have you sinned again? Oh, and it's bad this time. A chicken just won't do. But wait, you don't have a goat for your burnt offering. Oh, no. The Lord's wrath is upon you.
Insignificant person whose name I don't know, you have sinned. Probably. I shall smite thee.
What do you do? You're all out of goats. She left you for another man.
Fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles.
No goat? No problem. Just light one of these bad boys and let the sweet, savory scent of burning goat flesh rise up to the heavens.
Is that goat?
It's easy, it's fast, and deluxe models even have patented technology that produces a goat screaming sound as the wick burns.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented candles. Save a goat, burn a candle.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles are part of our You Do You Jew interfaith outreach program.
When you sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. When the Lord requires 500 snow, light a candle or you're going to hell.
There it is. There I am. Hello. It ended. I'm here. Good morning, everyone. We're going to do some stuff. Let me bring on my wonderful co-host, Ryan. Good morning, Ryan. How are you doing today?
I am doing great. Thank you very much. I'm here. I'm queer.
You're here. That's good. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
Good.
Did you have a good yesterday? Was your yesterday good?
Yes, my yesterday was good.
Okay.
Had a great show yesterday morning. I haven't been feeling the greatest since I hurt my shoulder, but I think I'm finally starting to feel better now. Yeah, I didn't even go to the gym. I'm going to the gym.
Really? When did you hurt your shoulder?
Last week sometime. Did something weird to it. Woke up and it was just weird.
Sinning? You sinned somehow?
It was probably punishment by God.
You may have heard it while you were shaking your fist at the sky. I hate you.
Maybe I raised it too high and I threw my shoulder. I put too much gusto into it.
Good thinking. I suspect that could be it. Good morning. Other than that, how are you doing? Did you have a good weekend?
Yes, had a good weekend. Again, nothing too crazy happened. Little Miss Pickles got out.
Really? Got out? Is she okay?
She did. Yeah. I was able to get her back in the house within like 30 seconds. I screamed her name like 3 times and she came right back. Thank.
Gotcha.
I was scared to death. I was really afraid. So, but other than that, good. Things are good.
I've had that experience or two myself where my dogs like run off and stuff, and I'm like, or get out, and I'm like, but my dogs are pretty scared of everything.
Okay.
And they generally never go towards the road. They kind of sniff around. They want to look around the outside of the house. But maybe that's just because we've never given them enough chance to get bored with that. Once they get bored with that,
right. That might change.
Yes.
Packing their stuff, taking a little trip.
Right. Flockmeister asks the damn show. The bot said, I am a certified legend. How do you feel? Hey man, bots lie. Don't think nothing of it. No, it's all right. You're all right. You're glad to have you. Yeah, the bot's doing pretty good. Nobody seems to hate the bot yet. I will, when I get a moment, try to focus on it so it'll only call you out once a week instead of every day. Still it calls itself out. The first person who says anything is like, hi, first person who said something. And then it'll respond, hi, Chris, who responded to first. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll get there.
It's just friendly, guys. It's just very friendly.
It is. Let's see. I noticed that we have Chris George. Is that it? Chris George in the chat. Chris says, I am not a bot. I did not say you were a bot. Somebody asked if I was a bot, because I've got the Chris Mallard in there and it's a bot, and they wanted to know if the damn show was a bot. No, you're not a bot, Chris George, despite the fact that you kind of read like one. And that's only because a great quantity of what you post in the live chat even is just copy paste from what is it, like a spreadsheet you got or web pages, research article. I don't know, but a lot of what you paste is just spreadsheet stuff. So it can be, I don't hate myself for sometimes thinking you're a bot. Anyway, good morning. I know you're not a bot. You're just bot.
Naughty. I do not agree with anything Chris is saying.
No, that's right. Never did. Yeah. Well, it's usually interesting stuff, to be fair. Whenever they do post stuff, it's usually interesting.
It's usually above my head.
Yeah. Yes, Chemical Squirrel is here. Secular Feelinist. I'm sure T800 had been made with a friendly face at one point. I'm sure. Yeah. True enough. Better than Ember. Ember is here. Good morning, Ember. Thank you for joining us. Oh, I don't know. Did I don't remember linking the show to your show after. Normally I do it every morning. I don't remember doing it this morning. So you folks may have to just link yourself over there, or I can get you a link here in a minute. Anyway, good morning, Ember. Thank you. What's that?
Ember will give us a link.
She's awesome. She'll give us a link. Let me see here. Flockmeister. It's full of crap. Yeah, it is. It is. That's true. I'm working on it. I'll get there. Detroit Atheist Queen. Good morning, Miss Kelly. How are you doing? I thought I shouted out for Super Kelly Laughlin to join us this morning. I thought I maybe didn't. I'm pretty sure I did. But with Kelly, he's got health situations and all that business going on. So you never know. So if he doesn't show up, I always, I don't think nothing of it. If he does show up, cool. So good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a great week so far. I noticed a thumbnail of a meme on one of my Star Trek posts. And what it has, because Star Trek predicted a lot of things. They predicted the pads. We got iPads now. If you watch Star Trek, they had the pads. Mm-hmm. They were pads. They weren't as smart as our pads. Like they'd have a whole bunch of pads laying on a table instead of one pad with all the shit in it, But still, they had pads. They predicted computers you could talk to, and it would talk back to you. That would also be stupid. They predicted the flip phones. And something else they predicted, I think is really kind of spot on, by the way. Let me see if I can find this here.
Yeah, I feel like there was
something else. Let's just go here.
Darn.
Let's go this one. They also predicted this.
Oh.
This was an Enterprise, Star Trek Enterprise. I don't know what season it was. There was a post that told me what season it was. Looking at you, Donald Trump. Donald, if you're watching. Looking at you, man. Looking at you. Anyway, good morning, everyone.
Seems pretty futuristic, if you ask me.
It really is. I should maybe just put that the background of the show. Well, next year. We'll put it off for a while. When do you get the medical scanning things? We're a little behind on that, only because of the current research mentality towards research of the morons in control of our government. Yes, there's sort of a moratorium on research on things that will be good for you later.
That would be incredible, though, if we had a device that could just scan you and tell you what's wrong. Wow.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of close. If you want to think about it, we've got CAT scans, that sort of thing. We also got blood scans, and they can scan your blood, they can scan your cat, and they can put all that through in AI and should be able to tell you, like, down to the second, you're going to die of, like, your wife getting, cheating on you and her boyfriend killing you or some business. I mean, it should really be able to nail it down. What's wrong with you?
Well,
anyway,
I think that's probably what they're aiming for, the predictive AI that will be able to tell us who's born as a bad person or not. Like those sci-fi movies we watch, and only certain people are allowed to do certain jobs because they don't have I don't know, DNA or whatever they're judging by.
That's a good point. Yeah, I dig it. Let's see, Flockmaster says, and tell you how much you cost. Yeah, really, you know, in the Star Trek thing, it's not supposed to be so much as, I mean, there's like a base living that everybody is, you know, I don't know. It's not so much about cost. It's about what you do with your life. I guess, you know.
Yes.
I don't know how they really work that out, but
make it meaningful.
They always seem to have coin whenever they need coin. So let me know, ask you though, while I've got you, before I get too far along, do you have anything in your mind that sticks out, Miss Kelly, about 2025? Good or bad? Whenever you look back on it, 2025.
2025, man. What a year. This has been such a wild ride. I'm so glad it's over, but just knowing it's going to be starting all over again for another whole year. I mean, the cycle just continues.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. It's just like a reset, a big vicious circle, you know, you end it and you just start over again. True enough. Hopefully this next year will be some good things will happen. This past year, some really horrific things have happened. I'm hoping that we'll take back control of the government and we'll prosecute those who need to be prosecuted, and we'll fix the things that need to be fixed, like the money they took out of USAID. They'll get that going back. They'll take all the really. Well, here's what we need to do. My suggestion. Here's my thoughts. What we need to do is stop paying an army of ICE agents and take that money and apply it to an army of IRS agents and have them go after the fucking rich all over this country. Yeah. Have the rich scared. That would be fantastic. Just if we could have that happen, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, but then they'll just take all their business elsewhere and they'll move out of our country.
That's all
Bye.
Right. That's all right.
Good luck wherever you're going. Europe.
That's the threat. Right. That's the threat. Yeah. All right, you carry your ass. There's good people willing to fill your space if the only thing you got is a vulturous fucking leech on society. If that's all you got is a billionaire, they're better people. I'm just saying.
Indeed. Let the regular everyday Joe start their businesses back up. Because you know they all put the majority of small businesses out, you know, because convenience, and I understand that. I understand convenience. But I mean, if they all left, would it be the worst thing? I honestly don't know.
I gotta be honest. We got a stupid amount of people, and it's just getting worse and worse. And the bigger the city, the more people we have, and our cities are just growing and growing. And really, I know this is gonna sound weird. There's room for both. Yeah. You should be able to have a mom and pop store over there, and a whole bunch of mom and pop stores that do things, and Walmart and Costco. There's enough people aren't going to go to Walmart. The fuck Walmart, you know, or whatever. Or there's just a better quality locally. There's a whole bunch of reasons why we can have both. Because a lot of people are like, I don't like Walmart. I hate Walmart. You see them bastards walking in Walmart, though. When it's time to buy them some new Ho jeans or some new whatever, they're walking their asses into Walmart.
I don't, but I do understand that. I have a choice, so I don't shop Walmart.
Yeah,
I have a choice.
Not everybody has a choice. Yeah.
No, some people are in food deserts, are so far away from, you know, urban communities. Like there's nowhere else to go. And I get that. I'm not going to be pissed. I think that would be silly for me to be fighting with my next door neighbor because they need to go to the local Walmart. Like that's just silly. But so that's why I kind of stick to my guns when it's like, okay, doing my part, because I would have to be forced to go to Walmart to shop there.
Yes.
But, you know, unfortunately, if there is no mom and pop, if there is no local grocer or local farm where you can get some fresh produce, there's not many options, sadly.
Right. You know, we got to kind of keep some of that going too. There's also the thing that's really sneaking up on us, and I know people may not realize this, and I may actually live to see this, where people don't actually own homes anymore. You notice they're making it ridiculously stupid for people, young people, to get and own homes. I mean, a 50-year mortgage, a 50-year fucking mortgage.
50-year
So,
mortgage.
but at the same time, you've got these big corporations going around and buying up all the homes and properties and all the, you know, and I foresee a time in our future where they'll try to get it to where we have you don't own your own home. It's a perpetual rent situation. You live for this corporation or however they name it. Right now, it's like Veeder and something else. If you go look up one of the largest apartment complex companies in the world, it's like Veeder and something else, and it's just exactly what it is. Their whole deal is to get people into those things, it's getting people to stop buying houses, getting them into there. It's crazy. You'll see them buying up houses.
Well, because they have a residual income.
Yeah.
You have that huge wad of cash up front that you can buy something outright and then just live off of what people pay you for rent. My goodness. I mean, that's a great business deal for you. For the rest of us, then it sucks.
True. Well, you know what?
Afford to buy.
Right. That's one of those situations where today we hate the individual small landlord because they seem to be everywhere, but they won't be. That's the point. They won't be. Those individual small landlords will be going away eventually, and it'll be big corporation landlords. I mean, of course, the little ones suck now, depending on who you live with, who you rent from. You can get a good one or a bad one or whatever. We would hope that in the future, whenever it does happen, that you kind of pretty much have to live in one of at least hopefully they'll have standards. However, we know how capitalism seems to work. We've seen like the Grenfell building over in London go up in flames. Hundreds of people died. You know, we saw the 7 buildings in China go up in flames. So it's not all roses living in the government housing, big, huge things like that.
No, so. I wonder if, this is like me thinking like way, way, way into the future, but if something isn't done about the housing crisis, what if there comes a time when businesses start to realize like, hey, we can just have people live here or whatever at the office, it's like an office building, but it also has apartments. And, that could be great, but it also could be a situation where now you're expected to live a certain way. Maybe you're not allowed to have people in your apartment past a certain time, or if you're not married, who knows what other kind of rights violations could happen if that starts. I mean, am I crazy for thinking that maybe companies would want to do that?
They kind of predicted it on the Alien Earth TV series, because they were working on that island, but you worked and lived at the place with the company. So wherever you lived in the cities, because entire countries were ran by companies. And so like that one point where the one guy got fired, he's like, you got 5 days to get off the island because this is the company's island. Right. And so because he lived and worked at the same place, whenever he lost his job, he lost his house. And then of course, actually his citizenship, because it's a country. No, it's like, just imagine getting fired from your job and getting kicked out of the U.S. and being a U.S. citizen. It's double, and then who would take you in at that point? Other countries who are of the same mind.
They would look at that like as, just like how you have to give your rent history before you rent an apartment, or even if you have to buy, they want to see your history. They're going to see that history and go like, oh, what's wrong with this person? No, we don't want them.
Right.
Yikes. Be blackballed in other countries.
Detroit Atheist Queen says, years ago, my cousin and I had a couple of coffee shops until Starbucks came, and we had a pretty good business. But after they did, we lost the business and everything. That does happen. That does suck. Here, there are coffee shops, and of course you got Starbucks, but Starbucks is it's not really a place where we have coffee houses where you go and you sit down and you have coffee, you have cake or whatever business that you have. There's a lot of Starbucks, but we have a lot of those others, especially like in the downtown areas.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying,
I'm
The
trying
bigger
to
the
think.
city, the more likely you
have
can
any
have those
local.
sorts of things. What's that?
I
You
was
don't have
just,
local?
yeah, like depending where you live, I'm trying to think if we even have any local
Right.
coffee shop. We used to, but I think they were also put out of business.
Yeah. Good morning, Kelly. Kelly, both Kellys are here. Kelly, the Detroit Atheist Queen, and Kelly Laughlin came stumbling in. Says your hospital bed only has your hospital only has 6 ICU beds in it.
Ooh,
They send everyone home. Huh.
that's small.
Well, you know, actually the government has just gone through and gutted a whole bunch of what they've shut down a whole bunch of rural hospitals since Donald Trump came into office. Shut down a whole bunch of rural hospitals, making it to where people can't go to a local hospital anymore. And then they've taken the hospitals that are in the towns and they've kind of gutted them, especially like the VAs. They've gone after the VA, not with the knife, but with the sword. And
Yeah.
it's not good for our veterans. But when have the conservatives ever given a shit about our veterans? The only time they ever give a shit about our veterans is whenever they're making out their signs, save our veterans, we love our veterans.
Mhm.
That's the only time they give a fuck. Every other time, given their example, they go right to hurting
Yep.
yeah.
Cutting
this notion that
systems, programs.
the notion that they can send these people to public hospitals rather than the VA. Well, that's just to make them rich. That's just to get the money out of the VA. But really, for the VA, it's good. The VA is good. They need to invest that money. It's just stupid. Everybody's
Right.
stupid. They're all stupid. The
I
conservatives
absolutely
are just
agree.
fucked up.
And the VA has been a vital part of our community for a very long
Right.
time, at least the VA here. So
Yeah.
removing it if something happened to it, I mean, not just the community that is now out of jobs, but
Right.
the veterans, more importantly. Like, yeah, it would suck for the community to lose, 1,000 jobs or whatever. But for those veterans to now not have anywhere to go or have to travel far to get to another VA.
Yeah. One of the things though is that it's not only that. It's also that they've kind of got the VAs themselves, the individual VAs, with so many. They're so skeleton crew. And really, here's what, in my opinion, I'm just some dude, right? Just some jackass on the internet. Whenever you cut the places so much, you get two kinds of people. You get the best of the best, and you get the worst of the worst. And because they're the only ones that are going to stay, you get some really good people who are going to try to stay and make shit good and make it go. They like the veterans. They've got their time in with the service or whatever. They're trying to be good about the thing. And then you've got, because they've cut the funding and how much they're going to pay you, and they make the requirements too hard, and they just make it so hard to actually get good people to go through there. The only people you get to go through there are people who are having a hard time getting and holding a job at other real hospitals. So you've either got the really good or you've got the really shit.
Yeah.
Because of what they're doing to the VA. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just how I feel.
And then people just leave and find other jobs because they realize that what they went to school for isn't even paying them anymore. And one of the crazy things, that like the audacity of creating the Department of War, or just, I guess I should say, renaming it to the Department of War. Yet on the flip side of that, you want to cut the support systems for those very people who are going to have to fight your war. I mean, thank goodness that things have kind of settled for now. But what if it kicks off and we do end up in some kind of third world war, or we start going after Venezuela or Iran? The number of countries
There's
that,
no telling.
There's no telling. It could even be our own people, for goodness sake.
Well, they seem to want to do both. They bombed Iran, or they bombed a dock in Venezuela Friday. And, they're already trying to suppress their own people. The Iran thing is really, I think, coming up because Iran is pissed off at Israel, right? And we're going to suck Israel's dick because Netanyahu and Donald Trump are girlfriends now or something.
They're dating.
Dating? Yeah, working out each other's pigtails and that sort of business.
Basically.
Yeah.
Taking it up
We
the
have
butt.
Chuck-
from Epstein.
Yes. Yeah. And you know what? They've done this thing. We've seen all this stuff come out from Epstein. Nobody's doing anything. It's now to the point to where they could release anything and nobody's going to do anything. We know nobody's going to do anything. Where are the conservatives going? All right, man, you need to leave office. We know. Man, I heard this rumor about how Donald Trump had gotten this girl pregnant. It's alleged rumor. Gotten her pregnant, had her on the boat whenever her uncle allegedly threw her baby that she conceived with Donald Trump into the Michigan Lake Michigan. And I heard that as a rumor. I thought, man, that's crazy. Then I saw the redacted Epstein file.
Right.
That talked about that.
It's reported.
And I realized that was real. This is not just talk. So where are people going to win? Where's the line with these maggots? Not even the maggots. The maggots are only about 20 to 27%, somewhere in there. It's a big percentage. Really, the 20% is hardcore. The rest of it's kind of like bleed over. And then, where's those other supposedly good Republicans? Where are they? Where are those good conservatives? I just don't, I'm not seeing where a good conservative is.
I have seen people change their tune, on the Republican side.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's been enough to really make them reconsider the base and the values and principles that their base perpetuates.
Right. Oh yeah. Marjorie Trader Green is one of those that kind of, like you say, they've kind of had a change of tune. I saw an interesting, I guess it's a bastardization of an old poem or a quote or whatever. But with Marjorie Trader Green, it's like the scorpion that regrets stinging in the past, yet now is asking you for a ride across the river.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sorry about that.
right?
I promise.
Right?
It's not going to happen.
That's right. Yeah, never happen again. At any moment, it could be sting, 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 sting.
I'm a changed scorpion, Chris.
Yeah. Well, once Trump is out of office and the pedo is gone, because that's the problem she seems to have. Once he's out, she may flip back to sucking whoever's, policies that come out, however ugly and harmful they may be. Pardon me. This is the same woman who tried to make it to where anybody caught bringing fentanyl over the southern border only gets executed.
Right.
She wanted to execute brown people is what she thought was going to happen. This is the same woman. I don't think she regrets that. I think she still feels that way. Mm-hmm. And we just got to remember those things.
Agreed. Be very, very mindful about the support that you give to people like Tucker Carlson and MTG. And yes, I'm thankful that they're at least opening their eyes to the criminality of the president that they chose and they backed and got elected because of their very own rhetoric. But yeah, we can't ignore the fact that they still are okay with a lot of the deportations and illegal people and not wanting women to have autonomy to their bodies and a plethora of things, and probably even, stuff when it comes to separating state and religion and putting Bible verses, or putting the 10 Commandments into schools. I'm sure that they still have terrible ideologies behind a lot of this stuff. So I'm so mindful with liking any of their posts or even putting too much substance into the things they say.
No doubt. Got to be careful.
Dangerous.
Very careful.
Yeah.
Chuck McNorris, thank you for joining us. I don't recognize the name. I don't know if it's a rename or a new name. Good morning, a new face. Says testify and testicle, both stemming from the Latin word testis, meaning witness. I love your thinking. Hugs. I appreciate that. My thinking would be this. Actually, testis is the word meaning testicle, and testify and testicle that we know today are from the same, because you used to literally swear upon your testicles. You would hold your nuts in your hand, your testi, and say, I swear by these nuts that if I'm lying, I'm willing to part with them. That's where the testify comes from, testicle, because you're swearing by your testicle. I could be wrong. I was wrong once. It was a long time ago. The wife, she wrote it down in there.
So what does that mean in the sense? So what, a woman never swore an oath?
Yeah, well, that's kind of, that's it.
I mean, I guess, I understand that over time it just became a word and nobody even realizes that it's attached to grabbing your genitalia. But at the time where it was oh, we're coming up with this thing and you grab your crotch. Did women have to grab their crotch? They have to grab another man's crotch? They have to grab their husband's crotch.
That's a great question. I don't know if at the point they were allowed to actually testify. I don't know if a woman would actually be allowed to testify.
Saying. Like maybe they weren't.
That's crazy. What are you even talking about? I don't know why you're talking.
Isn't it so like weird just how excluded,
right?
Like it's just we were excluded and didn't exist, or they tried to erase.
The word is literally named after our testicles, and you're asking if you're included. Oh, I got another one for you.
Rhetorically, but yes, thank you.
No. I got another one for you. How's this? Are you ready, my friends? Are you ready? I got another one for you. How about this? Oh, son of a bitch. Testify. It was a good one. I forgot it. I got so excited. Oh, no, that wasn't it. Damn it. Swear by these nuts we were talking about. It was good stuff.
Sending the energy.
I'll think about it in a minute. I'll remember. It was good shit. Isn't the testicle chair they made after the female pope? Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I remembered it now. Remember, I told you. Hold on. Wait. Don't let me forget now. Son of a bitch. Got it. The testicle chair. The testicle chair is where they pulled out. They had, after a female pope, they had a chair where the new popes had to sit on the chair and have a man go around behind there, and the chair was empty, so people like a toilet kind of thing, and they would examine to make sure that the man actually had testicles.
I remember you saying that.
So the one that I forgot I've now remembered is actually the covenant. The covenant. How do women, if you cannot give foreskin, then do you not have a covenant with the Lord? How do you have a covenant with the Lord if you don't give foreskin?
Yeah.
So that completely leaves from that. That was the second one. So the first one was the other one. And then this is how can you?
Yeah. I think you mentioned, I vaguely remember this conversation before. And, but I forget. I forget. But now I remember. And that's like, does anybody talk about that? Does anybody have an answer to that?
Yeah,
like what does that or is it because that's we have to get married so that way under the man's covenant or protect, I just wonder.
So it would be nice if we had a Jewish individual. I guess they would be the ones who we would ask, right? The Jewish
probably
so it'd be if we had a rabbi we could ask to know, what about the women? So sure, it goes under the man, but what if she doesn't have a man? Is she no longer allowed covenant with the Lord? What if so we've got this situation where I give my daughter to a man and he redeems her unto me because she did not satisfy me or him. So then I can just cast her out. Can she never have a covenant with the Lord because she's not attached? Then she's going to have a hard time because she ain't got a hymen to sell.
Pardon me.
So there's just weird shit. How does that work for women? Women always get the short end of the stick. Actually, no stick at this point. There's no stick. You get no stick. It's because you have no stick. That's because you get
It's in a drawer.
It's in a drawer. That's right. Let's take a break real quick. We'll take a break. I'm going to get some more coffee. Whenever we come back, we'll talk about more stuff and we'll do stuff. Let's do some Wild Bill this week. We'll be back. Hello and welcome to Shakespeare with a Redneck. What the? I am Wild Bill Wigglestick, and I'll be your handsome host, your gilded guide, your cowboy concierge of Shakespeare. Dude, really? Today on Shakespeare with a Redneck, I'm going to perform the prologue from Romeo and Juliet. Damn it, Bill. Two households, both alike in dignity in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove, is now the 2 hours traffic of our stage, the which if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. Hey, that wasn't half bad. I'm not as dumb as I look. Of course not. You'd be in a coma. Okay, so here's a quick rundown of the situation. Bill, two snot-nosed brats ignore the warnings of their learned parents and end up getting 4 people killed. Bill, come on, man. You're always blah, blah, atheist stuff, blah, blah, boring. Say something fun, for goodness sake. What? Particle is a fun word. Bill, particle. Bill, Or talk about horses and dogs. People love horses and dogs. Or boobies. Everybody loves boobies. Well, oh, can I say boobies on YouTube? If you close your eyes, it doesn't count. Talk about boobies then. Okay, everybody loves those cute little blue-footed bastards. It hurts right here. Culture, baby, coming at you. Avoid bringing a plague on both your houses. A plague on both your houses! By hitting that subscribe button, then that little notification bell. And bang that thumbs up button like frisky cousins at a family reunion. Thank you and take care. Peace. We're back here. Sorry, we're back. Good morning, everyone. Let's see. I have a new name. I haven't recognized. And Lil of All Trades is here. Not a new name, but I recognize you. Brent is here. Good morning, Brent. Hey, you're indeed right. Boobies are fantastic, whether they're blue or not. I think everybody's pretty much a fan of boobies. I don't know anybody that doesn't like a good
How
boob.
could you not be?
Yeah, right. Let's see. Better than Ember. Oh, his trees here. Look at the trees here. Good morning. Look at the trees. John Hudson. Good morning, John Hudson. We got a super chat from John Hudson for $100.
Oh,
You just didn't see it because it doesn't come through. I just thank you, John, for the super chat kind of thing. If you don't do it on here, you don't kind of get credit. So I just want to make sure you get credit. Say thank you.
was that $25 per ball?
I think so. I think.
I'm sorry. Love you, John. You're so sweet.
That's good.
That was very generous of you. Seriously.
It was. I think he's just back down to 2 now, though, right, John? I mean, they got you hooked up, didn't they? Or yeah, I think you're back
I
down
thought
to 2.
you were going to mail them to me so I could have them.
There's bound to be a soup, right? Something. You heard of cow fries. Have you ever heard of John fries?
Oh, there's a hair in my soup.
Damn it. Show us your poll. All right, you want to see my poll, Rainbow Ash? Let me show you my poll. Better Than Ember asks, how's Ryan supposed to testify if she doesn't have nards? We kind of, maybe there's a delay in the chat. We covered that. She can't. She has no nards. Maybe it's from her husband. She's swearing on her husband's nards.
Yeah.
I'd be like, dude, yeah, I don't know.
Maybe that's another reason that Christianity was, it drew people to it, because you wouldn't have to swear on your testicles. So I'm like, phew, okay, I fit in here. I don't have to worry about my testes.
That's a good point. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I do remember that they got to keep their. I do remember that the second covenant is that they get to keep their dick flesh. First covenant is they give the dick flesh. Second covenant is they get to keep their dick flesh.
You just have to believe. You gotta have faith.
God really loves dick flesh.
You have to believe in Jesus's dick flesh. That's what's more important.
Of course. So in our poll, the question of the day is, what was the most significant blow to secularism in 2025? Was it the SCOTUS rulings on religious charter schools? 5% of the vote says yes. The rise of the Christian Nationalism platform. 60% of the vote says yes. That's 20 votes. Low votes, but I released it kind of late because I was doing stuff. Brent A says, good poll. Thank you. Yes, I agree with myself. Project 2025's influence on the federal civil service. That one is only at 15%. I think a lot of these kind of overlap, though. There's a lot of all of the above going on here. And then, of course, public schools, Bible standard madness. That one's coming in at 20%. Queen Detroit Atheist says, do I have to pick? No. You know, I think maybe in the future on the top comment when I ask the question, I ought to put in parentheticals off to the side going, if it's all the above, leave a comment. Because I only got 4 spaces to leave options, you know?
Yeah.
And that way they can know if it's all the above, just go, yeah. Sometimes I'll even go A and C because I know they're similar, but not in this case. There's not enough of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this kind of, oh, wait, I'm on top comments. Oh, that's okay. Only one person's comment. You got to be careful with that comments thing. It sucks.
Oh, yeah, shoot. Darn it. Live chat. There we go.
Orla Seraph is here. Orla, it's been a while. How are you doing? I hope everything is going okay with you. I haven't yelled at somebody in what, minutes, right? I mean, it's been forever. Orla used to kind of help keep me in check, I think, whenever I was like, you don't have to get out of hand. I'm like, I know, but sometimes I like to.
Hello, Orla.
Oh, actually, Ignite popped in. I dislike top comments for live chats. Super annoying. Guys, I don't know why they made that the default. That's just, I feel YouTube, if you're watching, that was an unfortunate choice. The default should be live comments, and you can choose top comments if you want to.
Mm-hmm. I just want to know what top comment means.
Well, that's kind of interesting. They filter it and somehow decide whether or not you should see it, but I don't know how. How do they determine that?
I don't. I would love to know. Like maybe change it from top to random. Like we're just going to show you random comments that I could get.
That's kind of how it seems.
What makes it top?
Yeah, is it by who or how do they rank it?
Yeah, like is it just like they have the rankings in the in the chat, number 3, number 1, number 2?
Mm-hmm.
Does it have something to do with would my comment be a top comment if I'm number 1 in the chat?
Yeah. Is it? Yeah. I don't know how it works, but don't use it. I try to do top comments or live comments. That's my thing.
Yeah, same. I mean, I also look at the stream dashboard, the social stream dashboard thing. Oh, but sometimes between the two, it's like a lot to look at with words.
It is. Words are a lot of words. Words suck.
A lot of words.
Kelly says, did you Google it for a photo? I hope you're feeling okay, Kelly. Better than Ember. They made it the default because nobody would use top otherwise. So true, right? Who would do that? So really, it's one of the people at the top of the food chain is the one who came up with the idea of top comments. And other people have probably said, that doesn't work. People think that sucks, but you know what? That's my idea. I want it to stay, and I'm the top guy. I think that's got to be how it works. I have never met a single soul who has liked top comments. And how many times have we had to explain in the comments? We've had some jackass come at us going, man, you're deleting my comments. What's wrong? You don't like me? I'm like, I ain't deleting shit, dude. Just up there in the top, you see where it says, choose live. And now, they never apologize.
I got that just the other day. I was like, I promise you, I have never, if anything, I enjoy when people leave shitty comments. I want people to see the nasty, derogatory, these program Christians say to me. I love it. I'll pin it sometimes. Yeah. I ain't deleting ish.
I kind of forget that I gotta go
my
in.
personal information out there or something, of course.
Right. Yeah. I forget that I got to go in and I gotta do that every now. I haven't done it. And I can't tell you how long. There's this. I can't even remember how to do it now. There's hidden posts that they hide from me. You know what I mean? Where son of a bitch. Well, there's I can't remember. They've changed content. Maybe they put it under content. I don't know. I'll go find it somewhere else later. Where they put comments. So if somebody puts a comment that's potentially offensive, you go in here and you go, okay, I want that or don't want it. I just don't know. Where is it gone? Wherefore art thou? Anyway, I don't care. I'll find it later. If it's that bad, I guess that's. Orla says, I miss what Orla said. If Orla said anything, trying to post 2 Samuel, it will show up on your own screen. Let me go back and catch up what's going on. I got the wrong chat open. I don't know what the hell's going on. I only delete racist comments. There you go. Try posting 2 Samuel. It will show up on your own screen. Maybe we're talking about the top comments thing at that point. I think. There's a filter of various kinds. There are filters, I'm sure, on how you can adjust what you see. It's just, it gets kind of weird. So yeah, let me get back over here. It can take a long time to get the edit. Yeah.
YouTube is, I believe they are kind of shadow banning people from what I've heard. They're deleting content creators that they don't, they disagree with.
Mm-hmm. I've heard there is a they really suppress liberal or left-wing voices on YouTube. I've heard that. I've seen some left-wing voices who put out some good shit and don't get nowhere. And I've seen some right-wing voices who are just shit and get everywhere. Remember that when we was talking about those two ladies? I don't remember what it's called. Two conservative bitches. I'm paraphrasing the name of the show.
Yeah, but something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. And that 100 and some odd thousand subscribers, and they're just spouting nonsense, just crazy nonsense. It's just crazy.
Talking out their butt for signaling.
Gotcha. Yeah. Sometimes, let's see. Here's our cross. When you switch from top to live, the chat refreshes and loses a lot of history. That's why I like, the thing is, I use, that's the first thing I do when I pop into the chat is switch it to live. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm losing from before, but I'm certainly not going to get what's going on now.
Yeah.
Brent A says, Chris, I apologize on behalf of the morons. That's okay. They can't help. It's the drool, just get them some drool cups or bibs. They'll be okay.
No worries.
Look, this tree says our healthcare is trash. Our healthcare system is trash. That's poetical. It's like a haiku. And it's so true. And they're just making it worse. They're just making it worse. By taking away the professional ranks of nurses, just that alone, and considering nursing a vocation now. So how are you going to require a lot less education for nurses now? Are you going to knock them way back on their educating needs? Are you just going to have them like wiping butts and stuff, and doctors are going to do all those things that nurse practitioners do? Because nurse practitioners do so much.
They do. And doctors are not going to want to do more work for what they get paid. Are you kidding me? They don't think they get paid enough as it is.
Right.
But
the problem is a lot of places will take a nurse practitioner where they won't take a doctor because the doctor is a lot more expensive, but the nurse practitioner can do the same thing that they need. And oftentimes I feel that nurse practitioners tend to have been nurses who worked their way up in the field, and they've been in it a long time. They kind of know their business. Of course, you have just graduated nurse practitioners. That happens. But oftentimes they've been on the floor. They've been doing the thing. They've been doing the work. Doctors tend to come out right out of college, and they're doctors, and they think they know stuff, and they're the boss of these nurses who've been there for years. And it's just kind of a stupid hierarchy that really needs to change. These people are stupid.
Yeah.
There's actually, I think it's like July. There's a month in the medical community that is a known month. It's like the month of deaths. July is the worst fucking month to go to the hospital because you're going to get somebody just out of school who thinks they know something and they don't know something.
Yikes.
Just saying. I do believe. That's what I think.
Not a
Randall
job
Flagg is here. Good. What's that?
Not a job I could do, I don't think.
Me neither. Oh, me neither at all. Bless those that do, right? Oh, my goodness.
Indeed.
Wife and I haven't seen a doctor in 2 years. We see a nurse practitioner who reports to the doctor, don't even know what our doctor looks like, says Glenn from WC. We don't, our general practitioner is a nurse practitioner, and she doesn't report to anybody. Some states, they don't have to report to anybody. They can fully practice. So other states, they have to report to someone. It's kind of a thing, Blockmeister asks, are you talking up nurses so you will get some? Yes. The evil one is home today. She's actually in there, in the bed, reading her book with the dogs because she's home chillaxing, and she might even be watching.
Good
So
for her.
I might get lucky later.
Maxing and relaxing.
That's right. Finest plugins, hello. Thank you for joining us. Happy New Year. That's one of the things we're going to talk about mostly kind of over tomorrow, the next day, about what you got going on for the new year. One of the things I wanted to talk about, of course, is the things that happened this past year. Do you guys remember how everybody really lost their shit when Charlie Kirk died and people didn't suck Charlie Kirk's post-death dick?
Right.
Whenever people actually posted whenever people actually posted the racist things he said, and they were calling us out, and people lost their jobs and all this stuff. That was crazy. Do you remember whenever the the Minnesota liberal Democratic politicians were shot and killed in their home, and the conservatives came out and they kind of mocked that too.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump came out and he said that, well, part of the deal is that the shooters are mad because of the crime. So he's literally justifying the people who shot this Democrat. I'm surprised he hasn't actually pardoned that guy yet.
Right. And even in the what is it called? I don't know, executive order, whatever it was he signed in order to give Charlie Kirk like this medal of honor or
he
freedom.
gave him a medal of honor. That's
was it presidential freedom or something like that?
Yeah, the medal.
Yeah. But in the announcement, if you will, or press release, you know, it went on to say a lot of like fluffy stuff about Charlie Kirk that we all know is an absolute downright lie. It's a fallacy.
Absolutely.
But he went into rhetoric about other people who have died because of political violence. And guess what? He did not mention any Democrats. Only people from Republicans who died because of political violence. Nothing about any of the Democrats who died. Yeah. So that's how he feels about us, guys. Don't care.
Exactly correct. Well, of course, we all know that's literally what he's trying to do. He's trying to stoke a war. And he's trying to make it so whenever he suspends elections that the people on the right are ready to go because of all the lies they've told them about, you know, how violent the left is and how we're the ones shooting up people and we're the ones doing things and all this stuff. So they're going to try to suspend the vote or whatever. I just don't think. I really wish they would get on with it so we can get this shit over with, get Donald Trump and his people out of office and into prison where they need to be.
Mm-hmm. Where they deserve to be under the jail.
And pardon me, I see these politicians going, I'm going to run on the platform of impeaching Donald Trump. That's really cute. I really like that. That's fine. That's cute. But that's not good enough for me. If you want my vote, I really feel like what you need to do is you need to guarantee that you're not just going to try to impeach Donald Trump. You're going to impeach and imprison Donald Trump, and you're going to impeach and remove his cabinet and arrest and imprison all of them. It's so easy. Noam, she needs to be in prison. Peter Hegseth needs to be in prison for murder. Elon Musk needs to be in prison for mass murder. Mm-hmm. These are the things that I feel like needs to happen. These people come out and go, oh, we'll get Donald Trump. That ain't good enough for me. And even whenever they talk about getting Donald Trump, they're just talking about maybe removing him from office. Remember, he was impeached twice already. They didn't remove him from office. Just being impeached.
Just stop him.
Means nothing. Yeah.
Nothing to us. Because when you did all that and you just voted him back in again. Right. And we do not want to see this man for another term. He'll never.
Ever. And like we've talked about before, you don't really want to imprison them because in prison, they'll just continue building support and growing and growing and growing. Randall Flagg says firing squad. Firing squad is the, I'm bad. Chris is calling for the firing squad. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the people who have violated those laws and can be convicted of those things that require that as a punishment, I think they should visit that as a punishment. I'm not running around saying it willy-nilly like Donald Trump is. Donald Trump literally came. So one of the things I was talking about was, remember how they reacted whenever Charlie Kirk died and anybody said anything even remotely not sucking Charlie Kirk's dick. And yet when Ryman died. Ryman, I always forget your name, dude. Ryman, 2 weeks ago, the big Hollywood producer guy who was killed. I don't know why. Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner, right? I had
to clap to get that to come up to my head.
You remember whenever he died, Donald Trump's just hate-filled text message going off on Rob Reiner and just being stupid, ugly, and all that. And where were the conservatives coming out? Now, some of them actually did. Some of them were pretty pissed at Donald Trump for what he did. Mm-hmm. But not enough. Not enough of them. I'm sorry, Rob Reiner, if you're watching, or Family Reiner, if you're watching. Sorry.
What is it going to lead them to do? Is it just going to be a shake the little? Oh, that was naughty, Mr. Trump. But I forgive you.
We saw what happens if you just give them a slap on the wrist and send them on their way. He built support, and he's gotten even worse. This 1 year has been more destructive, has harmed more people, killed more people, done more international harm, and made the United States economy worse, jobs worse, everything worse than his entire last presidency, because there's no guardrails now. He had taken over the last 4 years to let his cronies remove all the guardrails, and now look at us. We're a full-blown fascist state at this point.
Yeah.
So,
And that's why I think we have to be even more so careful for the next person up at bat, because he's basically set us up. Trump has set us up for the next guy to be an absolute tyrant. Like, we think Trump is bad. It could even be 10 times worse if we don't do what you do and wrap this all up. Like, once we walk away and we're like, oh, okay, this was all bad and we don't want this to happen again, we have to make sure that it never happens.
We have to make sure. People often say one of the reasons why we're having the problems we have now is because the South wasn't properly punished after the Civil War.
Or educated, punished.
Well,
a little bit of both.
Whenever it was another nation's war criminals, we were keen on having them executed. Our own war criminals, though, didn't seem to be that way. So yeah, the South, they got too many heroes. Walked away from the South. General Lee alone, being a hero of the South, led an army to keep people enslaved. That's not a hero by modern standards.
But they love his statues being up and get very offended if you want to take them down.
They really do. What was he fighting for? You know?
Yeah. So, God, it's so strange. To me, I don't see the difference of having another war criminal like up. Like, why not just put Stalin? Why not? Just sure.
That's true. Well, and that's the beauty of it. That's what it is. It actually points at their hate. It exemplifies what they hate by what they support. They hate people of color. You can tell they have their issues. This whole notion that the rebel flag, the Confederate flag, is their heritage is just painfully ignorant. Painfully ignorant. I mean, first of all, for those who don't know, I'm sure you all know because you're all smart people, that was never the flag of the Southern Army. It was the flag of one tiny little branch. It was like the battle flag for one small group of people.
Yeah, in a very short time period too.
And for very short time period. And then soon their other flag, it switched from being the battle flag to the white flag. So if you want to think about things, but they'll say like that's their history and that's their culture. But yeah, that's 4 years. That's 4 years tops. That particular flag, if we're talking about that particular flag was even shorter. That was like the last 6 months or some shit. Very, very, very ignorant. Star Trek has had more cultural influence than anything the South did. As far as what those people, the people who made the Star Trek series, that's 21 solid years, if you want to count years, right? Between
like
the three, that's just the three. Yeah, I mean, just the three series. Lasted longer, I mean, it's just crazy. There's so many things that have had more influence. Battlestar Galactica lasted longer than the Confederacy. So that they stick to that is because it represents what they want to be. Exactly.
Because I love an accurate depiction of history, even if that means really terrible things happen. And I can honor that history by telling the truth, but I don't have to take like pride in some of the like bad things that happen. But I can say like, this is my history, but I want to know what happened without adding any kind of opinions or ideologies, whatnot. I just don't, like you said, this isn't about their history. This is just about what they want. They got removed from history. Right. They were hoping history was going to like go in their favor, and they're reminiscing and wanting to revive that. They want that old thing back.
Yes. They lost.
They lost.
They
and
lost. That was kind of,
they
yes.
had won.
Hmm.
There's a big difference there. An
Very
accurate
big
depiction of history, learning your history, knowing so you can do better, but craving what you lost is way different.
There was a country, I believe, formed, or a city, was it? Formed down in South America, specifically by not Germans who fled World War II, but specifically by Confederate soldiers and politicians who left after they wanted to go create their own Confederate state. I can't remember what it's called, but they actually went and formed their own country. I don't think, or city or some business. I think we'll be back. Let's do the Wild Bill 2, and we'll be back in a minute, and we'll do more stuff. Hello, and welcome to Shakespeare with a Redneck. Finally, I'm Wild Bill Wigglestick, and this is my trusty sidekick, Willie the Kid. And we'll be your handsome hosts, your gilded guide, your cowboys, concierges to Shakespeare. Oh, how cute. Wait, is that at 2, Ollie? Run along, little doggy. Bill, where the hell have you been? Well, you know, I've been roaming the earth, going back and forth upon it, to and fro and whatnot. Ah, I like to travel too. Wait a second. Yep, back and forth upon earth, doing unto others before they do unto me. Bill, are you quoting the Bible? Trying to quote the Bible? Indeed I am. Despite my appearance, I am a man of culture and know many things, not just Shakespeare. Really? So you have a Shakespeare monologue related to atheism or skepticism? Indeed I do. Bear witness. Oh, this is going to be good. This is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune, often the product of our own behavior, we make guilty of our disasters the sun, the moon, and stars, as if we were villains on necessity, fools by heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves, and treacherous by spherical predominance, drunkards, liars, and adulterers by an enforced obedience of planetary influence. And all that we are evil in by a divine thrusting on. An admirable evasion of whoremaster man to lay his goatish disposition to the charge of a star. My father compounded with my mother under the dragon's tail, and my nativity was under Ursa Major, so that it follows I am rough and lecherous. I should have been that I am, had the maidenliest star in the firmament twinkled on my bastardizing. Wow, that really is spot on about what we cover here on the channel, about how, you know, people. So here's a quick rundown of the situation. Bill, this non-believer, ignores the teachings of his learned father and ends up getting 4 people killed. Bill, that's not... Okay. Carry on. Shakespeare was a heathenistic non-believer bound for the fiery pits of hell, just like yourselves. I don't think. And in order to throw the murderous church of the time off his heathen trail, he writes the skeptic as a sneaking, lying, adulterated father and brother, hating and betraying villain who ends up getting his comeuppance in the end. Bill, oh, come on, man. You're always blah, blah, Bible stuff, blah, blah, boring. You got to spice things up. Bill, tacos are spicy. Everybody loves tacos. Bill, tacos and boobies. Okay, you're not wrong there either. Tasty and delicious culture, baby, coming at you. Avoid the storm of familial discontent. Blow winds and clap your cheeks by clicking that subscribe button and hitting that. Wait a second. Don't you mean crack your cheeks? Nope. Bill, send safely, my friends. Take care.
Peace.
All right, we are back. Here we are. We've been talking about some things. Remember the conservatives were like, Hillary's going to send your sons to war, no more wars, all that business. We did attack, and Americans have attacked Venezuela, a port. So we've attacked another country's port with weapons openly. Now, doesn't Donald Trump have to get congressional support to start a war?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So much for that, huh? But whenever he's got Mike, all he has to do, he doesn't even have to call Mike Johnson on the phone. All Donald Trump has to do is go, "Hey, Mike, while you're down there."
While you're at it.
Right.
I'm going to need you to do something else for me with that other hand you're not using.
Yeah. Of course, it's all a distraction. And of course, they want to get their oil, but it's all a distraction from the Epstein files.
Yeah. Oh, God. Right. Because if they can keep the country in turmoil and running, literally running from the government itself with ICE and the way they're, attacking and approaching people, absolutely keep us running in circles while he distracts. And it's a great distraction because boy, oh boy, the amount of people who are like, yeah, we need to do this. This is a good thing. The stuff, the people and the pundits and reporters and journalists, if they want to call themselves that, on Fox News. Oh my goodness, the amount of simping is incredible.
It's crazy. We're the ones who actually, we need to take their logos. We need to take our country back. It has literally been taken away by fascists. We need to get our schools. We need to get them out of our schools and them out of our government. We need to start educating people the exact opposite of what they've been doing. We need to outlaw misinformation. I know there's the First Amendment. I get that. That shouldn't extend to this. We have seen millions of people be harmed by this blanket allowing anybody to say what they want to say. I know there's the First Amendment's one thing, but being able to spread lies intentionally, publicly, to move political support should be illegal. Just like it should be illegal, or it is illegal to yell fire in a movie theater, it should be illegal to yell, to post political misinformation because the ramifications are so dire and so many people
it can incent in the same kind of violence or reaction or what have you. So I understand that. We have AI. It's supposed to be our friend. It was meant to help us with our jobs. Since you've got Grok or whatever you want to create, AI, chatbot, whatever, why can't it not just respond to things and post just like it's done before, a little link to, hey, here's a accurate link to this.
Oh, right.
Gosh, we have so many ways that we can still allow people to talk freely, but make them look like an asshole. Maybe feel a little more embarrassed about putting that shit out there.
That's true. Well, there's different levels of, there's different levels of, again, just as dangerous it is to yell fire in a theater. That is illegal for a reason. And how many people have been killed just by Elon Musk and just by that? Yeah. Well, or Donald Trump and his ignorance during the first election. These are nothing. The numbers here are staggering compared to how many people have died in a fire because somebody yelled fire, or in a theater because somebody yelled fire. So either way, though, somebody needs to not be allowed to do this. I've said it before, at least in political campaigns, the politicians should be responsible for what they put out.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like a politician should not be able to get away with that. I'm not saying that I should either, but I'm also not being paid to represent people. I'm just representing little old me on the internet. But when Fetterman starts tweeting support about Israel and shit like that, that's a completely different story. There should absolutely be some kind of community note, or I don't know, or punishment. Not being, maybe being shut down for however many days or something as punishment. I don't freaking know.
Yeah, it's crazy. We've got apparently a right-wing simp in the chat. Username Arona, whatever.
The name even makes me horny.
Yeah, I know. Do I make you horny, baby? Do I? So true. Put the left-wing politicians in jail. See, this is the person who can't see. To be honest, we could actually kind of agree with you on some of that. Yeah. There are left-wing politicians who should be in jail. I agree. I don't have a problem with that. Some of them should. Like a small percentage, though, compared to the right-wing politicians. Donald Trump should never breathe free air again. Ever. ever. Ted Cruz should never breathe free air again, ever, because of their support, blind dedication, and loyalty to Donald Trump. They have violated the separation of powers in the United States by the congressman lining up behind Donald Trump as essentially his own, what would you call them? Brown shirts? His own, loyalist supporters. I mean, he can get away with anything.
Yeah.
He was getting away with anything before he got back into office. He was calling political solutions and all that business because they had the majority. So they were doing whatever he wanted before he even got back into office. So.
And I see that as a Democratic failure. We should have never made it. He should have never been able to get back into office.
Never should have been able to get back in office.
We totally.
And Merrick Garland should. Yeah, Merrick Garland should be investigated, I think.
Pardon me.
Because were it not for his delay, Donald Trump would have been in prison by the time the next elections. But no, he delayed. Donald Trump was convicted on all counts. But because of the delay and the timing, he was allowed to get into office. And now all of a sudden he doesn't have to pay for his crimes. So what happened to nobody being above the law? Does he go to jail, prison after he gets out? Is that what happens whenever he gets out of office? He goes to prison for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it when it comes to us, we have to have our feet held to the fire, like this Christian authority and conservatism and orthodoxy and tradition. But Donald Trump, he's just effing Satan. I mean, he's better, Satan's better than him. But I mean, he's behaving like their Satan would, and it's just overlooked. I don't see nothing here.
Yeah. I mean, if there were somebody who could truly embody that of the Antichrist, it would be Donald Trump. I don't see how these people can't see it. The blind, well, that's what they want to believe.
Yeah. It's purposeful.
Yeah.
This is all part of the unraveling of our democracy. And it's right now, it just seems like it's all up for grabs. And unfortunately, we don't have enough money to be able to grab anything but just our pants and try to hold them on for dear life. Right.
Well, one of the things I want to blame a couple of things. First, I want to blame Barack Obama. Barack, if you're watching, let's just call it out, man.
It's you, buddy.
Had Barack Obama and his administration and his DOJ properly investigated Donald Trump and put him behind bars whenever they found evidence that he was working with the Russians in order to take the first election, we wouldn't be in this place right now. But no, in order to avoid looking political, they decided not to do that. Well, look how Donald Trump doesn't give a shit at all about looking political. They're literally purging Democrats from he's removing money from Democratic states. He's, so much for not being political. So that's Barack Obama. And the second one's Joe Biden. Joe Biden should have gone after Donald Trump like a hen on a June bug, but he didn't. He should have really gotten Merrick Garland, gotten after them and gone, man, or gotten him out of there and just did exactly what Donald Trump did. You need to go investigate these people. I'm telling you, you need to go investigate these people. But he didn't. And look what happened.
Wasn't it 2008? Was it 2008 the first time Jeffrey Epstein was arrested?
Oh, yeah. I think it was even before that. I could be wrong. Let me look that up. It was early, though. It's been a long time.
But, I mean, basically, there was a large span of time. If anybody had actually cared enough to pay attention, to do any research, to look into those files and videos and I mean, we might have been able to stop this MFer from even getting to presidency in the first place just because of the connections to Epstein.
That's right.
So many
Pamela
more.
Bondi. You're right. To 2006, by the way, 2006. Had Pamela Bondi followed up and done her job and investigated him properly in the times whenever she was the attorney in the case, prosecutor, we wouldn't have this problem. Do you want to read out our super chat?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Flockmeister, for $5. They said, are you going to read my Cindy Crawford? Oh, that's right. Did you send it to me? Or who did? I'll have to look. Sorry. Are you going to read my Cindy Crawford story?
I didn't get message.
I did it on Discord, or I could send chunks of chat. Do it tomorrow. Please don't cold read actor. Oh, maybe that's for you. or is it for me?
Right. I don't know what's going on. I got to be honest. Let me say something. I appreciate the $5 super chat. Flockmaster, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't gone back and seen. I don't know why you having something to do with Cindy Crawford has anything to do with me. Did we come from the same town? How does it have anything to do with me? Are you just randomly got a story you want me to read out on the show? I'm just trying to figure. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just trying to figure out why am I doing this? I haven't read it, but all I know about it is that you and Cindy Crawford come from the same place. And now you want me to literally act something out. I don't know what's going on all of a sudden. What's going on?
I forget. I remember the basis of Cindy Crawford, but I forget how they did tell me. And I'm sorry, don't be mad at me. I just forget because I have a terrible memory.
Well, I actually did. I believe I did allow his friend request on Discord. I just don't have any messages. I'm looking. I don't have any messages. I had a problem of somebody, Cassandra the Badger, was sending me messages. I'm like, I don't know who you are. Who are you? And whenever I asked them who they were, they kept being flippy. So I said, fuck off. I think I know who it is. It's that one person who was a bitch before. But let me figure out what's going on. Oh.
Well, I don't have any friend requests. So
the Cosmic House. Yeah, I don't. So I haven't really actually seen it, but I just don't know what's going on. I'm trying to figure out what's going on and what it has to do with me or the show. Or if I just don't know what's going on. I'm trying to figure out.
I done forgot it.
I mean, if it's just a cool story, that's cool. I don't mind relaying a cool story, I guess. I just don't know what's going on. And I didn't see it. Maybe did I look in, let me look in Facebook. Did they send it to me in Facebook? Let me see. Because I like my peeps. My peeps are cool. I'm not trying to be a douchebag. No effort involved, though. It's super easy. Barely an inconvenience. No, I don't see any messages. Garrett Yan Borginger sent me, I thought we were already friends. Garrett has reached too many. Why do people reach out and ask for friend? They send you friend requests when they already have 5,000 friends. I'm like, listen, you can't have more friends. Stop sending me friend requests. Okay, yeah, okay. I see your message there. I just didn't know what was going on, Flockmaster. I'll see. No, I'll check it out. Let's see. Again, I never got it. Maybe it was again, I didn't see it through the other place. We'll find out. We'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens.
It's all right.
John, it is. I think so. Or damn Barack Obama. It's Obama's fault, is what it is.
Obama.
Yes. Obama. It's Obama's fault. We do have a Discord. How do you not know we have a Discord? Are you sure you're talking? I'm not sure you're Discord. You're talking about us, Discord?
Have you been here before?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Chemical Squirrel, there is the link to the Discord. If you want to go ahead and go to our Discord.
Welcome to the damn show, Chris Mallard.
Yeah. Now, I really don't think, I'm going to say this just in case. But you didn't come at me under the name Cassandra the Mad Badger, did you? That's not you, is it? Flockmeister, Chick Magnate, that's not you, is it? Being somebody else, because I did have somebody recently contact me. They're like, "Hey, how are you doing?" They've been talking to me, and I just ignored them. And whenever I finally got around to speaking to them, they wouldn't stop talking to me. So I was finally like, "You know what? Who are you? Why?" And that's when they got all weird. Yeah, secular freelance to the Discord. There it is. Let's see. Bree is here. Bzz. Good morning, Bree. John Darwin says we can fix it. We can fix it. We need to take our government back from the Olive Garden.
From the Olive Garden?
The oligarchy? Maybe. We'll see. I don't really know. So I will watch for that on there. Kick Magnate, and I will see. I do remember. I'm pretty sure I remember getting a friend request from you. Let me look and see if it for you accepted your friend. Adrian Belgrave accepted my friend request. Unreads, mentions. I don't see anything, man. I don't know. So, okay, let's see what's going on. Help Center. No, that popped up all by itself. I didn't do that. Let me check our poll real quick and see what's going on. For those of you who are unaware, our poll of the day is: what was the most significant blow to secularism in 2025? Really, I don't think secularism in particular had a blow to it in 2025 necessarily. Not any one thing. The real blow would be the election of Donald Trump, because he supported all these other chain of events that happened. The introduction of this office, the introduction of these penalties and protections for religious Christians, not just any people, the office of Christian abuse or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Be careful. It's not just, yeah.
There's the Religious Liberty Commission, the Faith Office, and the Anti-Christian Bias Task Force.
That's right.
As well as him, I don't know if it's executive order or whatever, but making it practically illegal to say anything negative about Christianity.
Yeah. And if you're a government worker, you can hardly say anything. You can't say anything. You know, if your fellow coworker is wanting their 13th week off because, you know, it's their special religious holiday or whatever, you can't say nothing. You can't. That was a bad example, very bad example.
I wonder if anyone's taking advantage of it, though.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Love to know.
Why don't, there was one country, is it Germany? There's a country out there that is giving non-smokers extra time off to make up for all the time that smokers take off going outside and taking their breaks whenever they're not on break.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
That's kind of cool. Yeah.
Why not? What's fair? I don't even necessarily have a problem with people taking breaks all like that. I really don't. I think we don't get enough breaks, honestly.
Right.
But it's kind of not fair if they can just go and take breaks when they need to to smoke, but you can't just go take a 15 because you need a breather or whatever.
Anytime you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Randall Flagg is here. Al Trucker. Good morning, Al Trucker. Thank you for joining us this morning. Godwin, good morning. Zarkraz. I think I might have shouted out everybody. I may have missed someone. Did I miss someone? I don't think I did. Yes. So the things I think that were big over this past year were, of course, the Donald Trump's election, which I feel is a stolen election. I feel Elon Musk stole that from him, or from us, helped him steal that. So there's that, and all the bad things that come with that. It's hard to wrap up that there'd be any one thing beyond that. But there's Project 2025, and they've implemented so much of Project 2025 that they've done that just this past year.
Yeah, they've gotten almost halfway through all of Project 2025's the systems, models, whatever it is that they're trying to introduce into this country. And, honestly, I feel like Turning Point, and I'm sure there's other lobbies anyway that are tied into it that have helped. Yeah, that have basically gotten them to this, I don't know, famous?
Yeah. Kelly says nothing is going to change unless we stand up and change it. We have to stop relying on others to do the hard work. That sounds great. I love it. I'm all about that. What does that mean exactly, though? Go vote? Go pick up a weapon? What does it mean at this point in our, we've got to go do something. It's not unless we stand up and change it. But what if the polls have been clearly poisoned by Donald Trump and it doesn't matter what your vote is? What do you do? It's just such a blanket saying. Kelly, of course, I love you. It's just such a blanket saying we got to do something. Well, what do we do? What are we not doing? Who's not out there doing enough? I think I know who that would be, and that would be our politicians. They're not doing enough, especially the conservative politicians, turning us over to the fascist dictatorship. This is just beyond the pale for them.
There was recently I saw a video of like a released study or survey or whatever in regards to how much our vote affects the laws that our politicians put into place, like whether or not they listen to us. And it was something like 100% of the people had to be in agreement with something. And then there was like a slight percentage that it might get passed. And regardless of where we fell, it was kind of like a mismatch of what we were going to get. So they're not listening to us.
No, they're not.
Whatsoever.
They are not. Hey, Chick Magnate, I'm sitting here. I see it, but I don't see anything. Oh, I see you. Let me see if I see it. Oh, I found it. Thank you. I found it. I will. I'll read it. I'll check it out. I'll do the thing. We'll see what's going on. But give me a moment. We'll do it in a minute. Or I'll do it tomorrow or Monday, or I won't do it at all. We'll see what's going on. I don't know yet. But you're awesome. Let's see here. Link to sci-fi. I've been working on our sci-fi poll. So this coming week, we're going to be watching Alien Covenant, right? I believe to just round out this last round of movies. And then after that, we're going to get to voting again.
Voting on which movie?
Yes.
Okay.
But for this Friday, if you haven't seen it, guys, we're going to be watching. I actually watched it the other day. Alien.
Oh,
Covenant.
did you?
And it's just as. I have just as many problems with it. Yes, this is frustrating. I mean, it's even worse as I'm sitting there watching it at the end of the movie, and there's just the one woman has a baby. This baby literally grows to 10 foot, but when they zoom out at some point, it's just towering over this woman. And it can't be 7 minutes old. Cannot be 7 minutes for being a thing. Yeah. With no consumption, not eating anything. I mean, it's just really, man, do better. Do better. Do better. We could do better. Let me see. I'm gonna run us a little thing. What do you guys want? You want the Pharaoh's Curse, the postmortem baptismal kits? That's right. What do you guys want today? We could do the Holy Halos. Sometimes people really like the Holy Halos. We've got 2 calls for the Pharaoh's Curse. We'll be back in a minute, guys.
Mi burrito es tan bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. El ataco fue no bueno, it stings like a bee. They told me she was his sister, now I'm plagued between the knees. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs.
Okay, and we are back. I see what's here. I got it. I got a chick magnet. I got you. Okay, let me just relay as best I can. Chick magnate's wife, whenever she was a young child, Cindy Crawford. I should just read it. But here's the deal. I'm going to do this, but here's the deal. So you made a comment in a video on somebody else's channel, and you've chased me down for weeks, not a week, a couple of weeks at least, to get me to read this. And you've even paid money to do so. That's cool. I'm going to read it. That's fine. I just don't want people to get into the habit of thinking that they can just, I don't want to be a jerk. I don't want to be a jerk. Just like, shut up, Chris. Just read the thing. One time, and this is my favorite story from my wife's childhood, my future mother-in-law bought donuts for breakfast the following morning. I like donuts. This was a rare occurrence, and my wife was filled with anticipation. Mrs. Crawford had an early appointment the next morning, too early for her to get her kids off to school first, so she asked my wife's mother if she could drop them off early the next morning. The sleepy, unfed Crawford children arrived while my wife and her siblings were still asleep. Because they hadn't eaten, my wife's mother passed out the donuts to the hungry Crawfords. I don't know for sure, but I'll bet my wife was dreaming about that donut. I'm sure she probably was. I dream about donuts.
I dream about donuts.
Okay, so I can get that one. When my wife appeared, she asked, "Where's my donut?" "Cindy ate it," was the tragic reply. My wife says she has forgiven Cindy, but still mourns the loss of the donut.
Lost that donut.
I don't know if I'd forgive Cindy, though. I'd be like, damn you, Cindy Crawford. Anyway,
I mean, she could afford to send you a whole box of good, and I'm not talking about Dunkin' Donuts. I'm talking about good. Yeah, like from en français. She could probably get them crawlers that are stuffed with the cream. Just saying, Cindy.
Now I kind of get it, really, because up until just a few minutes ago, I didn't know it had something to do with a comment I had made on another video about Cindy Crawford. I didn't know that was what it was all about. So I'm like, what the hell's
Cindy
going
Crawford
on?
Comment? Do you remember?
I really don't. I have no idea. The only thing I could think of was
remember either.
Cindy Crawford was a hottie when I was a kid. I remember maybe mentioning I don't remember what I said.
You may be comparing her to Sarah or something? That's why she was desirable?
Maybe that was what I was, because it was on the Holy Spirits, and I was drinking because I don't normally drink, but I was drinking.
Your Abraham, Sarah.
We were talking about the Abraham, so it must have been that. I was comparing, because she was at least 65 when they left his father's home and they traveled the desert. So she was no Cindy Crawford when they got to Egypt. I could see that being, I could see that.
I bet that's what you were probably trying to say.
No, I get it. Well, yeah, totally. I totally get it. Sometimes that's part of it, because I've seen Flockmeister, for quite a while. I dig people, respect people. I'm like, okay. So despite everything, there's a part of my brain going, man, there's something going on. You don't, anyway. Good story. Is there a bigot here?
Uh-oh.
Joe Dirt. Good morning, Joe Dirt. Rip donut. True. Just looking to see if somebody mentioned the bigot. Oh, Big Ed, I think is what's wedding ring on, but you're atheist.
Yeah, it's a pagan ceremony, wasn't it?
I believe it actually is a pagan ceremony. It's been around for longer, but there's actually a couple of things. There's a wedding ceremony, and then there's a marriage, and they're not the same. You might think they're the same, but they're not really the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you can have a marriage and not a wedding ceremony. Marriage is in the eyes of the state. The wedding is in the eyes of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
So
the Lord.
Take your ignorance somewhere else.
Indeed. Yeah, I know a lot of people who just have, because they're not really that bothered about the legality of it. They just, to them, it meant something, and they want to show their love to their friends and family, which is understandable.
And once we become atheists, we're supposed to just abandon all those things that are Christian cultural that we've been drilled into all these years. Supposed to just abandon all that. I can't say bless you anymore when someone sneezes. I'm a bad atheist for saying. And yet these Christians don't realize that almost all these holidays that you celebrate, Christmas, Easter, all that business, you stole from someone else. Why are you celebrating? Why do you have a ring on your finger? Why do you have a Christmas tree in your house? Why do you celebrate Easter? because these are all stolen holidays for somebody else. So I know you're all just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying.
But on the other hand of that, let's say that the wedding ring, the marriage, all that was Christian. Let's pretend.
Yeah.
Let's pretend.
We'll pretend. Yeah.
Then the fact that us as atheists and other people who aren't Christian practice these traditions would actually give evidence that the practices that Christians started were actually inherited.
Yeah.
That's kind of like how it goes. We just inherit stuff. We don't create it like we think we do. Like Christianity touts that they've created all these different beliefs and traditions and celebrations, whatnot.
Right.
I think that just what you just said kind of proves the point. You probably just inherited all these celebrations from somebody else.
Big Ed says, I believe in Jesus and took my a oath. It's supposed to be an oath. I'm just saying, if Dade Murphy's out there, Dade would not let you that one slide by. I took a oath for my marriage. You know, you probably did, and that doesn't have anything to do with anything. That's between you and your wife, or you and your pastor, and you and your God, or whatever. Did you get married? See, you took an oath for your marriage. How did you do it? You don't have to take an oath necessarily on the Bible God. You know that, right? You can take it on the Quran. You could take it on a dictionary if you want to. You didn't know that, did you? When you get elected to public office, you don't have to vote on swear in on a Bible. Did you know that? Did you know that there's actually elected officials who are Muslim who were sworn in on a Quran? I suspect there's a lot this individual doesn't know. Oh, Greg is a snitch.
What?
Greg's a niche. Greg Sanich.
Oh,
Good morning, Greg. I don't know if I think Sanich may be the last name. Sorry, Greg.
that was too
That's
good.
funny.
Greg's an
Good
itch. Sorry, Greg. Greg is very sorry.
Greg,
It's Greg S. Oh my God, Greg S. It's like, God damn it, y'all don't
It
recognize.
is Greg S. Yeah. That's right. So, you know, the YouTube changed. It's just they did it. It's not my fault. No, I didn't do it. Nobody saw me do it. I can't prove a thing. Christianity had nothing to do with the wedding ring comment.
Well,
you know,
then-
man, Big Ed, I just don't really know what your point is. You'd have to be specific. I did not know that. Sometimes, Big Ed, I have to take a step back because oftentimes running the channel, people jump out and they say things, and they're often being aggressive and being ugly and being ignorant and on purpose. And I react, and so sometimes when somebody comes in and they are genuine, they're going, really, why are you as an atheist wearing that? I react more harshly than I should. So let me back up. I don't know you. Maybe you don't. You're not like that. Let me just chill out and not be a dick. Let me just chill out.
Did you
Good
swear
morning,
on your
Salty.
testes is the bigger question.
Yes. Would you swear on your testes? Well, individual probably was not here. I did assume, Big Ed. I did. And see, I'm big enough to where I can admit that. I was wrong.
I assume sometimes.
Yeah, I assumed. Didn't come here to insult. No, I got you. See, that's what I'm saying. You're right. Totally, Ed. I totally get you. But Ed, friend, buddy, pal, listen, you would probably be surprised by how many do come here for that. And it just kind of come off that way. My bad. I'll be good. I swear on my mother's tits, says George Carlin. Yes.
I swear on my mother's tits.
Yeah. So thank you, John. I appreciate that. Says very cool. You know, I have done that several times and I've regretted it, where somebody will come in and they'll say, you know, atheists believe this. And they're really there just to engage and learn and want to talk and want to stuff. And because so many people come in, they're like, atheists just hate God. And that person just wants to fight and be ugly, you know, and stay stupid thing. And I'm so used to those people coming in that whenever a genuine individual comes in, sometimes I react. 1,000 apologies.
Indeed.
Yeah. Thank you, Ed. Thank you. A Goddess says, I'll swear on my tips and nips. OnlyFans links are down below. No.
I mean, if it has to be a body part that I gotta swear on,
Swear on, yeah. Again, actually, we were talking about this earlier. For those of you who weren't here, the word testify comes from testi, because back in the Greek days, Roman, one of them, Roman, I think you'd have to put your hand over your nuts and swear. You were literally swearing by your nuts. So you were testifying, testicles, testi. Now, how do women testify? How does that work for women if they don't have nuts? And that's what we were talking about earlier. Do they swear on their husband's nuts? Now, I trust my wife. And the reason why I trust my wife is because I truly believe she likes my nuts.
She likes that your nuts, and she likes your nuts.
Yes, and she would, both and both. And she would not like to see me displaced from them. So she would not tell a lie. I see. That's why. But that I don't really know that's how that applied. And then secondly, if you're a Christian out there, part of the covenant, not a Christian, I'm sorry, part of the Judaic customs is that a covenant with God. In order to be part of the first covenant, you have to have your foreskin removed. You have to get a circumcision, but women don't have foreskins. So is it that women never have the opportunity to have a covenant with God in that religion? I'm curious how that works.
Wonder.
Yeah.
I'm going to write that down because I feel like I've been told, but I don't remember.
I really wish I had we had a rabbi to ask about that who kind of knew.
I do know some, so maybe I'll be able to figure it out.
Maybe ask. That'd be nice to know.
I've learned a lot to be frank, most of the shit I've learned about Judaism is straight up from rabbis.
Right.
Where's the best place to get it from? Straight from the scissors. Doesn't mean I believe of everything. It's just that they're giving me their opinion from tradition, what have you.
Mm-hmm. Big Ed, again, good morning, says, how's the conversation between atheists and anyone else supposed to happen without asking questions? You could have left off the atheist part. How could a conversation between these people and anyone else supposed to happen without asking questions? Very true. Very true. Ask away. Ask your questions. I'm down for questions. I really am. Some of them are kind of, I don't know. I mean, ask your questions and we'll see, man. That's what I said. I've already apologized. I'm not apologizing anymore. I'm done. You got it. That's it. So moving forward, ask your questions. We'll see what you got. Yes. Theoretically, what's the plan for 2026? That's kind of what we're going to actually, that's going to be the topic of the show Thursday. Tomorrow, we're going to once again discuss the end of the year, more prescient. And then I guess we didn't actually really discuss the end of the year at all this time. Anyway, anyone who asks right away gets a slap in the face. Now, okay, whatever, man. Whatever. You can ask your questions. You can continue going on being about yourself. I don't care. Right? And I thought I really did. I thought I explained it. And you know what I think could be going on is there is a delay between what I see here in the chat and what I say and what you see and your response and what I say again. So yeah.
Sometimes I see people like they don't realize that the stream is delayed or slowed down and they're like a couple of minutes behind. I'm like,
yeah,
you need to hit that live button and get to
that's right,
sweetheart. I do it too. I do it too because for some reason my YouTube will just, I don't know, stop for a moment and I'll be like minutes behind commenting.
I'll open the channel, a live stream on a browser tab, and then I'll open another browser tab and it'll freeze that first browser tab. And then when I go back later, I don't realize I'm on. But even if they were live, there's still a delay. There's like a 5 or 6 second delay. Anyway, I appreciate you. Sorry for being a douche. I hope everything goes great. Be here tomorrow. We'll have fun. Big Ed, thank you for the apology. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you, Ed, for being cool. And it sucks if the delay. Secondary feelings. If you can remain civil, we'd love to have you. We actually have a couple of Christians who we enjoy. They come in, they talk about things, and we debate. And it might seem like we're actually I'm not actually. I'm really more anti-Christian nationalists, more against people imposing their Christianity on me. Extremism really than I am just the average Christian. I don't,
the radicalism is what I can't stand.
I
might talk shit about Christianity. I'm just going to keep it real with you. I'm a former
Oh yeah, we do.
member. But with that said, I would fight to the death if I needed to keep you having your rights along with my rights. That's how serious I take it. I don't want to take your rights away. I just don't want the majority of Christians to be able to assume some kind of control over what I do with my life.
I'm a little more radical than she is. Sometimes she's been like, "Oh no, I wouldn't do that."
We do. There's a lot of times where we have completely opposite beliefs, but we can still find a middle ground, a meaningful understanding of at least the reasons why we feel the way that we do.
We do try. Yeah. And we like to have a lot of fun here on the show. So if you're new to watching the show, it's not all about doom and gloom. Before we go, I'm going to go ahead and read our super chats real quick, and then I'll say bye to Ryan. And before we leave, I will run our post-mortem baptismal kit commercial for you newbies. So I suspect you have not seen that. So let me go over here and read our super chats. We very much appreciate our super chats. $5 from Flockmeister said, "Are you going to read my Cindy Crawford story?" Now I get it. Thank you. I DM'd it on Discord. I don't know why I didn't get it on the first time on Discord. Anyway, I got it this time. Or could you send just a chat? So we got it. Thank you very much, Flockmeister. And there's a donut. Did somebody throw a donut? Oh, a donut. I know the story. I'll be okay. And then we have Kelsey Shiner. Kelsey Scherer. Oh, I said it right. Kelsey Scherer became a channel supporter today.
Oh,
I must have not heard it when it happened. Thank you very much, Chelsea. Kelly.
Thank you.
Kelly. I can't read. Words are small, and I forget you very quickly. So we're back on. Ryan, thank you very much. Tomorrow we'll see you for Woden's Day. I don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have that poll ready for people to vote on the sci-fi movie of the week. We'll see. Otherwise, we'll see you later. And everybody else, I'm going to let you do the post-mortem baptismal kit, and then I'll say bye here.
And Ember's up next. Don't forget.
Yes, Ember's up. I forgot to link Ember, so go over and find Ember over on Ember's channel. I forgot to link her today. So we'll be back. Do you have a loved one who's on their deathbed, but they've yet to give themselves up to the Lord?
Are you sure you don't want to come to Jesus?
No.
This is your final chance.
No. Worried they're headed to the fiery pits of hell.
Your very last chance.
No. I've been wicked and sinful. I deserve to burn in the hot place.
As you wish. Farewell, my heathen husband.
Farewell, my... Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of post-mortem baptismal kits. No more worries about being miserable alone forever. Be a good Christian and share that eternal pain and suffering with the ones you love. I'm in hell. Not as hot as I thought it'd be. Kind of feels like Houston, minus the humidity. Hello. My favorite drink crafted to perfection. Ooh, and some dank ass weed.
I can't bear to be down on my face chanting, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord," every day, all day, for all eternity, by myself.
Wow, is that George Carlin? And Alan Turing, look at that. Carl say, "Oh, I am so honored. You've been my hero since I was a kid." Neil deGrasse Tyson, what are you doing here? Oh, I get it. I get it. Schrodinger's heathen. Very cute, you. Very cute. That's fantastic. Oh, what is that? What is? It's holy water. Oh, it burns. No, this isn't where I want to be. Pabst Blue Ribbon and a Marlboro? No! Father Flanagan's post-mortem baptismal kit. Dead kid tested, Mother Teresa approved. Is that the Pope and John Paul? Jim Jones and Jimmy Swaggart, huh? I can see that coming. Neil deGrasse, what are you doing? Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord.
Thanks, Father Flanagan.
Damn them to an eternity in heaven for only $59.99. They wouldn't appreciate it, but you'll feel better, and That's the point, isn't it? Get yours now. Your heathen loved ones' time is running out.
Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. This is some bullshit. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord.
All right, we're back. Yeah, it was... You guys are awesome. We will see you tomorrow. Big Ed, it was nice to have you in the chat this morning. Pop by tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, and visit with us again. Hopefully some of our other Christians will be here. We have some fun. And what is an atheist? An atheist is just somebody who hasn't been convinced that your God is real, or any God is real. That's all. Yeah, so you guys have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Sin safely, my friends. Take care.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Confession booths, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goat's the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming grace.